We're representing for all the blind tasters around the world, hitting them samples on the low, girl. We're going to be double blind on this tasting. We have no clue what we're walking into. Looks nice. Let's get into it and see if it's worth paying attention to or not.
Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
I'm Josh. If you're new here, we are a couple of blind tasting, well, I was going to say aficionados. I guess maybe so. We've done a lot of blind tastings.
We've done a lot of blind tastings.
But I'm a whiskey nerd.
Yeah.
You're a social sipper.
Yep.
Neither of us are professional whiskey tasters.
Correct.
But we do it this way so you get the most honest opinions possible, hopefully a relatable opinion on whatever's in our glass that we've drawn at random from our blind sample pool full of a bunch of stuff. All we know is that this is in a clear sample jar, which means it's a bourbon or a rye. Mm-hmm. We don't know anything else other than that.
We do not.
Let's get into it and see what we're working with. That video title probably already gave you a clue, but we're going to be playing catch up.
This glass is a conundrum.
It is.
Like, I have smelled this, like, a couple times now, like, just, like, back and forth. And every time I get something different. I got, like, fruit, and then I got, like, wood, then I got caramel.
Yeah, I mean, I think those all kind of apply to me. I said we'd be playing ketchup, and then I smelled it, and the first thing I got was kind of like ketchup.
I think that's a power of mind suggestion.
But by saying that, what I mean is like that, it's got that kind of white sugary sweetness that ketchup has to it, but not like overly sweet.
Ooh, I'm getting like a jamminess.
Yeah, it's once I spent more time with it, I got more of like the fruit, caramel, oak amalgamation, but they're all kind of blended in together. It's feeling very forward on maybe proof, but it's not, the flavors are not very distinct or individualized.
Well, let's taste it.
But they're not also not blended together in a nice and pleasant way. It's just kind of lacking to me.
I like the nose, but honestly, for me, it doesn't matter what it smells like as much as what it tastes like.
Okay,
so
now
let's taste it.
It's opening up a little bit more. Let's get it on the palate.
Whoa. That is not what I thought it would be. There's like a funkiness to it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe on the finish.
It's just hitting me sour and dry.
Okay. Right before I took a sip and I said it was opening up, I started getting this kind of like grape popsicle type thing. Mm-hmm. And then when I took a sip, that's what I tasted. Grape popsicle stick, little funk.
I definitely like the nose on this better than the palate.
Yeah, little barrel funk on the finish. And I kind of like that. Let's get another sip, though. You can't trust that first one.
I feel like this is a wheated bourbon.
It could be. To me, this is just coming across like fruity sweet, sugary sweet. It's almost like fruit and fruit candy, or fruit syrup, I should say. It's more like fruit syrup.
I can get fruit syrup, but there's like there's a sourness. Again, it's not like a sour candy. There's like something has turntness in this.
Yeah.
That is a little bit off-putting to me. It's not super strong, but it's prevalent enough for it to kind of not do it for me.
Yeah, and the nose continues to open up for me.
Yeah.
It's bringing more wood to the equation, a little bit more caramel. It's almost got like this kind of, this strange amalgamation of like grape and cherry with maybe even like a touch of banana or something like that.
Really?
There's like a kind of a fruit cocktail. You know, like the fruit syrup in a fruit cocktail. It's kind of got that going on with it.
Yeah, but it kind of like went bad. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with what you're saying about the sourness, and I definitely think you're on the right track with a wheated bourbon. I would think this is a wheated bourbon. It seems to be, to me, like around the 100 proof point or so. I don't know really what that could be, but it's kind of coming across that way to me. If I had to guess what it was, which I'm gonna try to wager some guesses here.
What do you think?
I would say wheated bourbon, 100 proof. I don't know what it could be. I mean, it tastes like it could be Buffalo Tracy. It tastes like it could be Brown Forman-y, but it doesn't seem to really fit either one of those things to me. But it's kind of reminding me of both of those things in some ways. But there's just not a lot on the finish to me. It's kind of, it's there on the finish. You got the woodiness and that little bit of like sour fruit, overly ripe fruit kind of thing going on. But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, I like this. It's very enjoyable, a little soft.
Yeah.
I wish it had a little more spice and finish on it, but...
I have something that might anger some people, but I have to speak my truth.
Okay.
This experience, I'm not saying that's what this is, but this experience is the type of experience I get when I drink a Pappy product.
Interesting. I'm not
so
getting
I
that.
wonder if it's from that line of something.
I don't know. I'm not getting that saturation of flavor, and I can't remember what we have in our pool, and I'm trying not to think about it. But ratings on this, sounds like you might.
I'm gonna go just okay. I'm not gonna go thumbs down. It's not horrible. It's just not to my liking. And I know that I can be sensitive sometimes to certain specific flavor notes, specifically in wheated bourbons. If this is a wheated bourbon, then that's why. If this is not a wheated bourbon, it's giving me the same flavor notes that wheated bourbons can sometimes give me.
Okay. I'm going to go thumbs up. I like it. I find it generally enjoyable. I would hope something like this would be around the $50 mark or less. I would not want it to be more than that. It is number 57 in our pool. So we're going to find out the price.
The very first one.
Oh, really? We're going to find out the price and see if that changes anything before we find out what we're drinking. So I'm thumbs up. You're just okay.
I'm just okay.
What's the price?
It's $70. That seems fair. I'm staying just okay because I still don't like it enough to buy it. But it's not a horrible product. I don't massively dislike it. So I'm going to stay just okay.
Yeah, I like it, but I don't have to have a bottle for $70. And there's a lot of other things I'd rather buy.
Yeah.
Like I'd love, a Knob Creek single barrel pick or Wild Turkey Rare Breed or there's a bunch of stuff. Old Forester 1920. So this is just okay for me.
Oh, okay.
I got to go down. It's not hitting me like $70, but I'm not saying it's bad. If you like really sweet things that drink very easy, this is probably $70 well spent. But let's find out what we're drinking and see if that's true.
This is, Old Charter Oak French Oak.
It is a Buffalo Trace product.
92 proof.
Okay. Wow. Well, I'm not getting proof points at all.
Yeah.
But I was kind of tracking on that distillery, but there was something in there that was a little different.
So why is it kind of sour?
Buffalo Trace stuff just hits us that way sometimes.
Like it's not, like if it's that's wild.
I would love to taste this at 110 proof.
Yeah.
I would love to taste it at 110 proof. It's just not. Yeah. I mean, it's good. And if I had an opportunity to buy it, it is a fairly limited bottle. Mm-hmm. So if you could get your hands on it for $70, I would be more inclined to buy it. Okay. Like on taste alone, I really would want to stay around 50, but since it's kind of hard to find, if I could get a bottle, share it with some friends.
Oh, interesting.
I might be willing to pay a little bit more.
So the hard to findness of it makes you willing to pay more for it.
Again, just okay means we could kind of take it or leave it.
Well, you can't change your official rating.
No.
But you can say that you'd be willing to pay for it now that you know what it is.
I'm literally speaking to my rating, which was just okay, which means I could take it or leave it.
Right.
Which means I might take it, I might leave it. It just depends.
Right.
So I certainly wouldn't break the budget for this one if I were over budget or close to over budget, and I knew that if I bought this, I was going to have to suffer your wrath. It ain't worth that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of bottles that are worth that to me. This is not one of them.
Saying because you said you would like to have a bottle of it, and I was just saying if that was.
What I was saying was that if I had a bottle in front of me at $70, I really would like it for $50, but I might be willing to pay up just to have a bottle to share, since it is hard to find.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. The rarity of finding this is making you willing to pay the extra money to have it. That's all. I was just pointing that out. Yeah.
But there are bottles, like I think it goes for, I don't even know what it goes for. If it gets marked up $200-300, I would definitely not pay that.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't pay over
retail. So you'd pay
retail.
A little bit over retail, but not a ton.
No, I would pay retail. I pay $70.
Oh.
I wouldn't pay more than that.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's only if I found it for that. But yeah, this was a fun sample. Who gave this to us, by the way?
We don't know. Says unknown.
Don't know.
Says unknown.
Oh, interesting. I wonder
Somebody gave it to us, but we don't know who you are. So thank you.
Well, I'm assuming that means the sample jar was marked in such a way where it wasn't clear who sent it, and then I probably got stuff confused. So I'm going to take the blame for that. But whoever did send this, thank you very much. Thank you for making this video possible. Thank you for watching this video. If you're looking for Old Charter French Oak, or if you're wondering about any of Buffalo Trace's Old Charter bottles, we've had a few of them now. They all kind of hit us this way, wish they had a little bit more proof and flavor, but generally speaking, I think that it is enough of a variation on the Buffalo Trace theme. Like it tasted kind of Buffalo Tracey, but kind of tasted a little different too. So if you're wanting to try something different, it's not the worst amount of money that you could spend on something, but also obviously did not blow our hair back. So I wouldn't, lose sleep over not being able to get a bottle. I'm certainly not going to lose sleep over not being able to get a bottle. So
There you go.
Yeah, if you like this video, you like these honest opinions that we give, then think about subscribing to the channel. And if you're good people who like good whiskey, make sure you check out our Patreon community. You can get plugged into the community for a few bucks. That's also where we release our barrel picks. It's wonderful. We make good whiskey available to our people where we go and pick it. And then also people are sharing samples and helping others find things. And it's amazing. I hardly have to go to the store anymore. Everything happens through Patreon and our Discord, and people are just helping people out all the time. So it's a wonderful resource to check out. And we have cool shirts and such, glassware, all kinds of stuff over at stuffandwhiskey.com. Check that out too while you're down there in the video description, clicking around and poking around and like snooping and sleuthing and everything.
Okay. All right. That's it for today. Be good to each other. And until next time.
Cheers.